If there's one thing that can be said about me, it's that I love Doom. I love Doom so much. I own multiple different versions of the games. Dude, I really do love Doom. It's one of my absolute favorite game franchises out there. It's just so fun to play, and Doom Eternal is one of the greats. This game right here, I have spent so many hours in, just replaying levels, just going around, absolutely ripping and tearing to my heart's content. This game, along with Doom 16, are both core memories for me, man. These two games have shaped my early 20s. So, being a fan of Doom 16, whenever I heard Doom Eternal was coming out, and, after it did, there was a few figures that were in store, and I saw those figures, and I just knew, man. I knew I had to get those figures. Unfortunately, I missed the base color version of the Slayer. Holy jeez, what a hulking man this Slayer is. But when I saw that MacFarlane Toys was doing, essentially doing Doom stuff, I had to hop on it. Unfortunately, my local Walmart or my GameStop never got the green Slayer, so I got stuck with Phobos here. And don't get me wrong, I've grown to really like this color. Might just be because it's the only color I have. I never use the skin in game. I did use another one, but you'll see that one later on down the line. I got like 3 Doom figures that we can take a look at. So yeah, I figure why not start the Doom figures with Phobos here, and then we'll move on to the other ones, and you'll see those whenever those come out. Today we're going to be talking about this guy. Let's look at the box, shall we? So as you can see, it's got the franchise logo up there. Obviously, you know what this is. You're not going to mistake this for Master Chief. No freaking way. You know what this is. It's even got a better picture right there of the Slayer from Doom Eternal. And in case you still weren't convinced, it says Doom Slayer Phobos. So yeah, this is just the Phobos skin from that game. Let's take a look at the side of the box. Also, I forgot to mention the big obvious window here. Side of the box just says Doom Slayer Phobos with the MacFarlane Toys logo up here. You can't see it very well because I can't get the thing back any further than it already is. And then here's the back with some nice looking key art. I hope they do figures for Doom the Dark Ages. That'd be really cool, man. Hopefully I can finally get my hands on a green Slayer, but don't know if that'd be possible. Here's the other side. You can see another bit of figure art, and then you can see a little bit of the Slayer there. And what's on the top? Just another window, and bottom, boring stuff. Let's open this up. So yes, in case you haven't guessed, I've had this figure for ages. Alright, we're gonna pull out that too. There's one thing that MacFarlane Toys does that annoys the ever-living piss out of me, and it's this. Sealing this inside a plastic blister instead of just kind of letting it free sit. So yeah, I've always had to kind of cut this out for the base. You get a base stand, and it's really cool. Honestly, you don't need it because he kind of just stands on his own. Anyway, let's look at the figure. So here he is, all set up and looking mean, dude. Looking mean, buff as all get out, and just that nice shiny coat of paint on the armor. This thing is capital B beautiful. It is awesome, and I couldn't be happier to have it in my collection. Especially considering Doom Eternal might be my favorite game of all time until the Dark Ages comes out, and then oh boy, we'll have a top contender. But yeah, as it stands, I really like this design of the Slayer. I at first was apprehensive because I really loved the Loved the design from 2016. I thought that was the design. And then, I don't know, this one just really grew on me after playing the game for, I don't know, 100 some odd hours. And then after that, another 100 hours, and then after that, another 100 hours on the Switch. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this game. Fun fact, I have multiple playthroughs on my channel. On my other channel, my gaming channel. So check that out if you want to. I really like this game. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the review, shall we? So starting with paint, you can see that he's got this nice bronze coat all over him. And it is reflective. And it is beautiful. It catches the light perfectly. It looks like bronze. Another thing that is reflective is the visor. Oh yeah. Like, not reflective, glossy. Glossy is the correct term to use there. The glossiness is just so freaking good with the visor and the actual armor itself. It's just so hard to describe how much I like it. It's just so freaking nice to look at, and I'm happy I'm finally reviewing this thing for you guys. I've had him locked away in the box for a freaking year. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but close to, because yeah, as soon as I started reviewing figures, I knew this was one that I wanted to cover. And fun fact, he's always been there since the beginning. I think my first review actually had this guy hanging on the wall. I actually think my 1954 review had this guy hanging on the wall. And then when I was reviewing these, I believe I had him out the package. It was either him or another one. Anyway, words cannot describe how much I absolutely adore this paint job. There's so many colors going on. The gunmetal grays here in the gauntlets just look, so good. Sorry, there's like no words that I could possibly use to describe how much I love the paint on this thing. And then if you want to see something kind of interesting, don't know how well you can see it, but I'm going to do my best here. The mark of the Slayer is actually on the helmet. That is so freaking cool. It's something that you can't, it's kind of hard to notice because the Phobos armor is the way it is. Gold star. Gold star all the way. Let's move on to detail. Gold star. This thing is accurate as all get out. MacFarlane Toys does really good with detail whenever it comes to video game figures. Like, there are many Mortal Kombat figures that I have that are just absurdly accurate and quite posable, more so than this guy, but we'll get into that in the articulation segment. They are just so good, and whenever I saw that it was them who was helming the Doom figures, I knew it was going to be good. I knew, man. And so that's kind of why I'm excited to see if they're going to do Doom the Dark Ages figures, because that would absolutely be something. And yeah, like I said, this thing, very accurate. He looks so good. And you can compare screenshots from the game. You can compare the outfit to the in-game version, and it's gonna look just like this. Dude, it looks so good. One thing I forgot to mention in the paint segment is the super shotgun here. But yes, since we're in the detail segment, I can talk about it here because it is an accessory. Accessories count as detail. Obviously, you can see, whoops, didn't even realize you can't even see it. The super shotgun is pretty dang accurate as well. Obviously, it's missing some of the more minor details that are all over it in the game, because I mean, look how tiny this thing is. You're not gonna be able to get like the floral designs or whatever all over it. I mean, they tried to give you a semblance of an idea with it here and here, but I mean, honestly, that doesn't bug me too terribly much. But everything else looks so good. Like, they got the serratedness on the meat hook here, and you can kind of see the chain there. Oh, holy heck, dude, how did they do this? My only complaint is that it's curved upward. I don't remember if it is in-game, but I wish it weren't here. If I remember correctly, it's down. It might be curved upward. I don't know. I'm gonna hold my opinion on that until later. Anyway, another accessory you get with them is the Doom Blade here. You know, the thing that is retractable. This thing, so freaking cool. The amount of glory kills you get with this thing is just absurd. And again, not for the faint of heart, but if you like shooter games, try Doom. I mean, it's not going to be like Call of Duty or anything. It's just you versus like a million demons. Demons with pinpoint precision aiming on higher difficulties. A game where if you stand still for too long, you will die. And that's the kind of game I like. These games are just fantastic. Detail's getting a gold star. You also get the grenade launcher slash flame belch slash ice grenade launcher. But it's always in this position. You can't exactly put it back like that. I don't know, it's not exactly possible. It looks like it was meant to be, maybe. Or maybe that's just a seam. But I wish it were possible to have it, you know, sitting where it's like that, but lower down. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Because I do like this thing, but it always being at the ready position kind of annoyed me. Let's move right along to articulation. I don't know how well you can see that there, but the head is on a dumbbell ball joint. Meaning, if you wanted him to, you could get him to do one of these. There's the other end of that ball joint. You could get him to go all the way forward. Why you'd want to, I would never know. And then, of course, you can get him all the way back. So, yeah, of course, that means he can look any direction you want him to. He can look up, he can look down, he can really look down about that much. He can look up about that much. And you can cock his head side to side. And I think that was a very, very smart move. The shoulder pads here are going to be on dumbbell ball joints as well. Tiny, tiny dumbbell ball joints. These things are absurdly tiny. You might end up losing those, actually. And while we're here, we can take a look at the arms. They're on like a pegged ball joint. So it can lift up about that far. Not the best lift up. And you can get a full 360 out of it. Okay, never mind. No full 360. I don't want to risk it. Oh dear. Okay, you can do a full 360. It's just very tight. Very, very tight. I wish this camera would just freaking focus already. But yes, you can get a full 360 with this. Oh, holy heck, go. There we go, full 360 achieved. Whew. But it is absurdly tight, so I do not recommend. The elbow is on your standard action figure hinge joint, so yeah, that's the most elbow action you're getting. No swivel at the forearm, no swivel at the bicep. That's all you're getting. Yeah, you're not getting a lot with this. You might get a little bicep swivel. Nothing to write home about. You're not getting any kind of good articulation out of this. You're getting one of those weird hingey, like double-ended hinge joints here. But second verse, same as the shoulder. You're not doing a lot with it. Like, you can actually rotate it, yes, but forget about bending his wrist in any kind of meaningful way. You can get it to where you can do it like that, but honestly, it's not going to be doing anything. Yeah, I wouldn't even try to get it to do anything too crazy. So let's go ahead and pop the shoulder pad back on. Moving on to the grenade launcher flame belch thingy. It's on a ball joint here, and I don't want to pop it off because I don't know how hard it's going to be. So obviously that means it can swivel all the way around, and then this will be on, it looks like a ball joint as well, maybe? Okay, so yeah, this entire thing is all ball joints all the time. So yes, nothing but ball joints here. So meaning you can get any kind of angle you want. They are not the sturdiest ball joints. They don't stay in super well. I don't know, maybe you can finagle. This thing is not the best when it comes to posability. I'm just gonna be honest. Alright, let's do our best to get the arms out of the way, take out the Doom Blade. Alright, so let's see how well he can arch his back backward. Golly! He can do a better back arch than most figures I know. Holy jeez. How about an ab crunch? And that's where it kind of falls apart. Not much of an ab crunch, as some of the armor kind of gets in the way. But holy crap, that back arch. Sheesh. Dude, I can't even do that. That just goes to show you how inhuman the Slayer here is. So let's go ahead and move on to legs. It can kick forward about that far. It can kick back about that far. Yeah, fairly good spread. Shockingly good. And you can see how those joints work. It's just a ball joint system. Is there any kind of swivel? No, but perhaps you can fake one. Yeah, you can fake one with the ball joint in there, so that's not too bad. And finally, let's move on, or not finally, let's move on to the knees, and they're kind of ratcheted. You can actually see it. They're kind of ratcheted. Oh, heck yeah. So his knee can bend that far, and straight back like that. Moving on to the calf. There's a swivel. There is actually a swivel here. That's kind of surprising. Alright, let's go to the foot. And it's another one of those weird joints you can see in there. So, yeah, you're not doing a whole lot with this. There's not really a pivot of any kind. You can maybe swivel for some articulation, but I don't see you doing too crazy a poses with it. Anyway, articulation, because there's how many according to the box? 22 points of articulation this thing has. It is a lot to mess with, and this is honestly one of my favorite figures to mess with. Even if the posing isn't super great, just having him in a menacing pose, looking like he's about to blast some demons, will never not be fun. It will never not be one of my favorite things to do. And this figure will never not make me want to play the game. Posability, gold star, all the way. Personal enjoyment, gold star. Don't even need to go into why. Because I love Doom. Alright, I love the Doom Slayer. I love having the Doom Slayer as a figure, you know, here. And I love being able to look at him and just put him in some weird poses, man. And apparently there's upgrade kits for the Slayer, this specific figure, that gives you... Actually, it's not even an upgrade kit, it's just an accessory kit that's fan-made that gives you the Crucible. So, that'd be cool. I wish I could have one of those. That'd be freaking neat. Anyway, yeah, personal enjoyment, gold star. Overall rating, gold star. This thing was only 25 bucks. On the cheaper end of figures. And it's pretty freaking good. The joints being stiff doesn't bug me too super much. I've just come to accept that, you know, he's so freaking muscly that he can't pose well. Which some people might go in and say, oh, well, that's just a cope. And to you I say, come here a minute. So, yeah, that's it for the Doom Slayer. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know I certainly enjoyed looking at this thing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.